So go pack your shit. You're going to the brig. So that day goes by. I call my parents. I call my buddy. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fucking jail, I guess. And send me to the brig. And then a couple days later, I get my charge sheet. First of all, the brig sucks. In case anyone was curious, the shit's gay. The guards are stupid. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I did an episode with I don't know if you remember him, Tackett, the ball guy from Fox. He did like a whole episode on being there, at least in Okinawa anyway.
Yeah,
doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, Oki. I've heard the Oki brig is different in different ways. This shit sucked, dude.
Yeah, how long were you in there for?
98 days.
Really, for 3 months you were there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that? I mean, obviously that could be a whole episode in and of itself, but what was just the whole environment like? I mean, obviously you summed it up, but
there's like legit criminals in there.
Yeah.
And there's also like dudes that just got caught up in some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like dudes like me that were just wrong place, wrong time. And there's dudes that I'm like, if you speak to me, I'm going to give them a reason to keep me here.
Yeah.
Like there were some bad fucking dudes in there. One kid, it was just fucking the way they treated you was the worst. Like that was what, like, I always tell, like, you ever seen that show? Fuck, what's it called? 60 Days In.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, I think
it's like a show where they put civilians in jail and it's like an experiment or whatever. And you can,
I know what you're talking about.
But like you watch the show and you see all these criminals in their cells and they're acting like animals all the time. And like sitting on your comfy couch at home watching that, you'd be like, yeah, why the fuck are they acting like that? Just be like an adult and like act normal.
Yeah.
And then you get into that situation and you're put in a cell and like you're treated like an animal, like they fucking treat you like, and it makes you like, you just lose your shit. Like you just get so fucking angry and you start yelling and screaming. Like, dude, I said some things to the guards that probably haunt them.
Yeah.
I got so fucking mad at one day. I was like, open this door right now. I'll fucking rip your throat out of your head. Whatever. And so it just sucked. There was a lot of chaos and stress and anxiety all the time. It was also during COVID. So like the first 2 weeks, like you're on a suicide watch and like a quarantine. So like you're in your cell for 23 hours a day by yourself. And you don't get any books, you don't get any paper, you don't get any pencil. You just fucking sit there and stare at the walls.
Yeah.
So like you go fucking nuts. And so yeah, it was just a disaster. And like they have this like mini trial a couple days after you get in to kind of justify whether or not you belong. Like, you know, it's justified to put you in the brig or not. And it's all just corrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
Like you and your defense against your command, and it's some random fucking lieutenant colonel that's probably neighbors with our fucking battalion commander. So like they probably know each other and they're like, yeah, dude, put this fucking asshole in the brig. Like,
yeah.
It's all fucking just like the rest of the military. It's all fucking corrupt and bullshit. Like the rest of our government. And that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that shit went by. Then they finally started giving me like charge sheets. And I had like 8 charges. I was like, for what, dude? Like, and then I started like going like, I read the NJP manual from like front to back like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like adding up all these charges and like max sentences and stuff like that. I could have gotten 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, for what? I didn't do anything.
That's nuts. We could be doing this episode right now from Lejeune's brig.
Yeah, that's not even funny. But and then it finally came down. My lawyer was telling me, he's like, dude, they got like nothing on you. I was like, I know, because I didn't do anything. And so
why did it take so long for you to, get there? I guess maybe that was short compared to what you could have gotten, but what was because obviously I imagine you're trying to get it resolved.
They're just taking their time with the investigation, just like anything else. Like due process is not a thing in the military. And that's like one thing my dad was freaking out because he's a cop, he's a detective. He locks people up all the fucking time.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. He's like, this is not the justice system in the military is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you're like, so the way it works, like in the civilian world, like a police officer arrests you.
Uh-huh.
The police officer takes, and this might be a little bit wrong, but it's about the gist. Police officer takes those charges, presents them to a DA, to a defense or to the whatever the fuck the judge, the district attorney. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the district attorney decides whether or not these charges are applicable or not, and then presents them, and then they start the trial process. And then a separate judge and a separate jury have to agree upon guilty or innocent.
Yeah.
In the military, your lieutenant commander can lock, or your battalion commander can lock you up. Your battalion commander can charge you, and your battalion commander can decide not to charge you, even if you are found guilty.
Mm.
So, like, they can do this entire investigation, and you can put all this evidence in front of your fucking battalion commander, and if he just feels like throwing it away, he can do that.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Well, what's crazy is, like, not to get all, deep into that world, but like I think in like the Constitution, like I think it's the Fourth Amendment that guarantees that we have due process. I think they even specify, like, with the exception of military, that like you can, that like that's the thing. I don't know why that's the case, but I imagine there's a reason for that.
I mean, I'm sure there is, but like for stupid shit like that, like it's ridiculous, bro. Like,
No, yeah,
and like even my situation is not that deep, and we'll get back into it. But like, these fucking kids are signing up to go, whether you go to combat or not, like they're signing up to fucking do things that you're signing up to give your life away, for a bigger cause.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what it comes down to. Like, and it's like they're getting treated like shit, bro. Like when they're in the VA, when they get out, the VA sucks. That's why kids are killing themselves. That's why there's such a fucking epidemic, like with mental health on with veterans. Like all of us, every single one of us, when we get out, has some type of problem. We either know someone or know someone that knows someone that's either tried to kill themselves or killed themselves. And it's like we're supposed to be like the strongest and the best from what America has to offer, and we're crumbling because no one's fucking taking care of us.
Yeah.
And it's not like we signed up for it. It was our choice, but like, you're exposing these young men and women to like all this fucking bullshit. And it's like the least you can do is like fucking give them a hand and help them fucking figure themselves out.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, I think, and I can only speak for the Marine Corps, but like, I think the Marine Corps is very good at making Marines and making war fighters. I think it's really fucking bad at making civilians.